Hello friends, I'm Larry with Rides Done Right, and this is the Portland Roadster Show.
This car was already built by Strictly Street Rods. He got wiped out in the four-way stop.
You have the most talented guy in there, but if he's not driving with the rest of the crew, it's just like that.
Drives the truck, drives the car, flies the plane. Did he get paid 3 times? No.
This show, top 5 in America.
Good day everyone, this is Greg with Rides Done Right, and we're at the Portland Roadster Show. And here I have Tim Kerrigan with this spotless 57 Belair, right? It's a 57 Belair.
Belair Post.
Post, yeah.
Yes,
yep. And so you've got it here at the show. Tell us a little bit about this. What do you really like about this car?
Well, it's an incredible car. There's a great story behind it. When I was younger, like in high school in the 50s, they would take a stock body, basically, put a Cat or an Oldsmobile engine in it, and it was really kind of neat because we would call them sleepers, and because you couldn't tell really what was going on. Well, it took me 55 years, but I built the ultimate sleeper in this 57, and I'm having an incredible time with it.
And that's what you've named the car. You've named the car Sleeper.
Sleeper 57, because when you find out what's under the hood, you'll understand.
But you wouldn't know that driving down the road. This is a grocery getter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I drive it. I drive it, but it's pretty wicked. My wife can even drive it as long as she keeps it below 4,000 RPM. So you've got so it's a sleeper on the outside. So tell us about what's under the hood. What do you got there? Well, it's pretty interesting. The whole car was built around the motor. It's a 540 twin turbo, fuel injected, and it was built by Mike Moran, who builds a lot of the ProMod turbo motors back in Detroit, and it made 1,589 on the dyno. And I actually went back there and watched him dyno it, and I couldn't watch it. I knew it was going to blow up. I meant blew up, but blow up. But anyway, it's an incredible motor. When you shut the hood and the trunk on this car, you can't tell what's in there, but it's pretty amazing.
1,500 horsepower at the flywheel.
Absolutely. It made 1,507 foot-pounds of torque at the flywheel. So it'll boogie down the road pretty good with this. But
so when you're in a hurry to get your groceries, if you're especially hungry, this is what you take.
Yeah. But if you're on the freeway and all of a sudden people see smoke coming out from underneath the rear of the car and they think you jammed the brakes on, but actually I've just rolled the throttle on and I'm leaving them in a pile of smoke. But it's amazing. I mean, you can literally haze the tires at 80 or 90 miles an hour, but it goes straight. The whole car, the chassis was built for it. It's got a Detroit locker in it, 35 spline axles, Ford 9-inch, and the Art Morrison chassis is just amazing. This car will go straight as an arrow, but it's exciting when it's going straight, let me tell you.
So you're going to be able to punch it and go, but what about that stop? What about the other side of it? Great
with the Wellwood brakes. Got 13-inch rotors in the front, 14-inch rotors in the back, 6-piston. So really, like I say, the whole car was built around the motor. We didn't leave a thing behind. So it works. It works. It's a driver. It's amazing. It's got a built 480 LE in it. With all of the good parts to keep this thing together.
Yeah. So it's a beefier transmission than
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So beautiful on the outside. What do we have for paint and?
Well, DuPont. It's basically DuPont paint. It's a Mercedes color on top, but it's actually a special one-off color that DuPont made for me on the bottom. Actually, my wife is the one who picked these colors out, And I have a lot of red cars, and she said, "You're not painting this car red." So anyway, it's not red, but I did find a place to put a red line all the way down.
That red line looks really nice, and it's good to have Don put, kind of guide you in some direction here. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, and then the interior was done by Finish Line there where we live in Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
He did a great job on it, so it's a pretty complete car. Dominator built the chassis, everything, and
Leonard,
the headers. Leonard from Dominator built everything on this car. The engineering is incredible.
Yeah, it is. No doubt about that. So beautiful. It's bright work, and you've got everything's just perfect on this car. What do you have for the interior?
Pardon?
The interior. What do you have?
The interior is a gray leather. And
two-tone, it matches the outside, yeah.
And it actually matches the red line. We inserted a red line in the upholstery that matches the line on the outside. And all the gauges are interesting because I kept all the stock positions for the gauges, but then all of the ones that count, the boost and oil temperature and rear end temperature and that, are in the glove compartment. So you just can close it and it really becomes a sleeper.
So you have to open up the glove compartment to see all those.
Yeah, but it's hard to look down, really.
Yeah, when you got the world flying by you in a blur, it's hard to look down, right?
Well, it's very interesting because when you see the engine compartment and the engine itself, it's very subtle. Everything is basically blacked out or whatever. But I got to tell you, there's one thing that brings up the bling in this car, and that's that little pedal on the inside that your right foot hits. You have more bling than you'll ever want.
Well, that pedal can bling your eyes and your head, your eyes back in your head and everything, right? So.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to drive, and it is a beautiful car, and all the people that helped me build this just did an incredible job.
So you did have this built for you? Or?
Yes, we started from scratch. I basically bought the body out of L.A. It was built in Los Angeles in 1957, and it was a street drag car. And a really good buddy of mine from L.A. found it, and the reason why I bought it was because the stainless was in such good shape.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't find the stainless for these cars. The aftermarket just doesn't quite fit the original stainless. So I bought it, less engine and transmission, and we started from there and ended up with this, which I'm very, very proud of.
So I've met you over the years. We've known each other for a few years. Going back to the Boise Roadster Show in '15, and you've had a series of cars. It seems like every time I see you have a different car. So you've made this car, but I know you've had other cars as well. So tell us about your decisions on, make versus buy.
Yeah, I really started in this about 18 years ago, the hobby. I always loved it. My first car was a '53 Ford with a Buick nailhead in it in 1959. But I got married really young, and there went all the cars until later in life. But I've built, Leonard has built 4 cars that I own, Dominator. Roy Brizio, I have a beautiful 35 Chevy that Roy Brizio built. But now I'm basically looking for cars that are finished or half finished. It's a little bit easier on the pocketbook now that I'm retired to take something on that is a project, but I don't have to start from the beginning. But I love all my cars that I have. A 33 that Leonard built for me is a grade 8 Roadster that I took back to the Riddler. So I've been very fortunate to keep these cars. I currently have about 17 of these cars, and it's my everyday job. I go to the shop every day and work on these, and I'm never late to work, and I get to go home when I want to. So
I need to start a job like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream.
You certainly are. So do you find that cars that you buy that you didn't from the ground up? Do you put a twist on it? Is there cars that you just buy and it has everything you want, or do you customize them? Or
Well, yeah, I look for the potential of the car, and a lot of these cars are really, really nice cars, but there's a lot of subtle things you can do when you buy these to change them. And it's interesting because I end up with great relationships that I have with these people I buy these cars from, because I always refer to them as their car.
Yeah.
Yes, I own it now, but they're the ones that really started it. And I've got some great friends now that I see, because I buy cars all over the country, and it's kind of a fun thing, and they enjoy. I try to take them to the next level, show them, and we have a great time with it.
nice. So that's really cool, and it saves you a couple dollars.
Yeah. Obviously, it's very expensive to build these high-end cars. There's no doubt about it. But this is what you've got to do if you want to compete with these cars, and that's what you got to face.
Yeah. Tell me, I know all about that.
Yeah, I know you do, Greg. You've got a beautiful car of your own, and it's an award winner, which is neat. I can't afford it, but it's a nice car.
Well, I can't either. So
Yeah, I know.
that's been a pleasure. Good luck to you at the show here.
Thank you so
You have
much.
a beautiful stable of cars, and you're a great friend. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. And the Portland Roadster Show has been a great show to come to. Dwayne and Ginny, who put this show on, do an incredible job, and it's a lot of fun to be here. They're a first-class show they put on, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, me too. I love this show too. Thank you very much, and
All right,
good luck.
Greg. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So Greg with Rides Done Right. We'll catch you next time.